Hello， 大家好，又到咗呢一個財識兼修嘅時間，我係大利奧斯環球嘅 Jenny 同學，今日好開心啦，請到一個啦又靚仔啦又叻啦嘅 coach。So today we're very happy to have the privilege to have a handsome and successful life coach or empowerment coach. I'll pass the time to Manny and let him introduce himself to you. Please, Manny.
Thank you, Jenny. I'm excited to be here. I'm an empowerment coach, born and raised in the U.S. Came from a family of business, did my MBA, and after about 15 years in corporate America, moved to Hong Kong with my partner. We set up an import-export business in Hong Kong, had a lot of success. We joined YPO, Young Presidents Organization, did really well. But a couple of years ago, I had a calling to help people. And that's when I became an empowerment coach, because I want to help people and find out what obstacles are blocking them from really achieving success.
咁Manny 就同我哋講咧，其實佢喺美國啦，美國出世美國大啦，香港咧就做咗一啲生意啦，之後突然間就覺得其實佢真係好想去幫人啊，發現咧就其實特別喺呢個時間啦，我點解請佢嚟咧？就因為最近咧失業率全球啦特別我哋熟悉嘅環境啦香港好或者係中國嘅情況咧都係好嚴峻啦又特別係年青人俾 AI 取代呢個問題啊，所以咧我覺得揾一個 life coach 咧，佢咧就會同我哋介紹一下So I am just told our followers that it's important to have you at this time because unemployment rate is like historical high right now for many different countries, and so maybe you can tell us about they're really uncertain right now. It's really stressed out these days. A lot of people just don't know how to or what to do anymore. So maybe you can help us with that. Maybe you can sit a bit closer to the mic if you don't mind.
Yes, if you want to get into, we can get deep into.
Hello, so my followers are saying hi to you. So it's Jimmy.
Right. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Thank you.
Should we cover stress?
Yeah, stress. Maybe you can tell us what is stress and how can we maybe off the mic, you were telling me how we can turn stress into financial success?
Yeah, I think the first thing, I'm going to simplify things. I don't want to get too much into
hello from Chris.
Hey, Chris. I don't want to get deep into the terminology and lose people in the biology, but it is important to know what is stress doing to your body.
Sorry， 咁佢就話其實咧壓力咧我哋咧唔得就係而家我諗特別係年青人咧壓力係非常之大啊，因為就頭先講咗啲問題啦，咁所以咧其實 life coach 咧就可以幫我哋用一個唔同嘅 approach 啦，令個壓力咧其實可以轉化成為咧我哋咧呢一個財富嘅嚇，佢就要解釋下其實壓力係咩一回事咧。
Yes, so when we actually inherited this system from the animal kingdom. We have these two modes in our central nervous system. It is a fight or flight mode, or it is rest and repair. So the fight or flight mode is when we feel we're under attack. And as people, what happens to us, we get a lot of energy coming into our hands, into our arms. We can see more sharper, even in our legs, we can run faster. And that's to escape a bear or a tiger, something like that. What happens is there's a cost of all that energy. Our immune system is turned off. Our digestive system is turned off. Anything that's involving repair and maintenance in our body, that is turned off or minimized, so we have that more energy. But it's only meant for short bursts to survive that attack.
OK， 咁佢就講咧，其實壓力呢樣嘢咧係以前啦，你知我哋其實係動物嚟噶嘛，咁就係話，當我哋遇到襲擊嘅時候，即係譬如你喺後面有隻老虎啊、大熊啊追緊你嘅時候咧，我哋咧就會將其他部分嘅，譬如一啲消化系統啊，或者一啲去維修嘅系統嘅嘢咧，我哋就會暫時熄咗佢先，集中喺一個逃亡啊，或者係叫做同嗰隻恐龍啊，或者係老虎、獅子鬥爭嘅情況之下嚟令到自己可以脫離呢個困境啊，但係咧只係短暫嘅啫嚇。Sorry.
Yeah, sure. And that's okay in a short term, but we're having an issue in our modern society called chronic stress. And let me just give you a picture. You wake up in the morning, you're late to the office, you take a taxi, it's raining outside, and now you're stuck in traffic. You're getting stressed. Then you show up to the office in the meeting, you're the last one there, everyone's giving you dirty looks. Oh my gosh, your heart rate's going up, you're in stress. The boss says a nasty comment to you, your VIP client is upset. These are all things that happen throughout the day that it's causing stress. Even when you get home, maybe your spouse is upset with you. All of this is causing stress. When this is happening over days, months, years, your body feels like it's just in survival mode for years on end, and your immune system's been really poor, your digestion's been poor, and that's when you see chronic disease happening. Cancers, heart attacks, cardiovascular, so many different diseases come through that.
咁其實咧佢就話短期咧我哋咧就冇問題嘅，但係如果長期咧日日一起身翻公司咧就有好大壓力啦，翻到屋企可能面對老婆仔女又有好大壓力啦。咁其實你長期咧你個身體咧就處於一個鬥爭嘅狀態，咁即係話咧你個免疫能力啊、消化系統各方面咧全部咧都會係減低個功能啊嚇，咁啊所以咧就會令到個身體咧就會有毛病出現啦，譬如係咩咧癌症啊等等呢啲重大嘅問題啦。
Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to be able to reset that stress because you're not going to be at your best performance. You want to be showing up at your best. And if your body's been in survival mode for months, years at a time, you're not hitting your top. And another thing, that's just the body. The mind also gets compromised when it's in that stressful fight or flight mode. You're not going to be able to, if your body thinks it's being chased by a tiger, are you going to be like sitting down and meditating and thinking of creative ideas? No.
Definitely not.
So you may be missing that opportunity to brainstorm or think of that really cool startup idea. Or there could be opportunities staring at you right in the face and you're missing them because you're in stress. So your body and mind are both compromised from stress.
咁我就話其實咧，當我哋好大壓力嘅時候咧，就算前面有一個機會，喂六合彩我俾咗6個 number 你一定中㗎啦，其實你都睇唔到啊，點解咧？因為你咧就係集中晒喺呢一個要面對呢個問題嘅情況之下，咁所以唔單止係你個身體有毛病，而係你個腦咧呢度咧都會咧係有受到一種咁樣嘅壓力嘅時候咧，都唔可以運作到正常嘅，咩機會啊你都走雞啦，財神喺你門口都睇唔到啦咁樣樣。
Yeah, so as a coach, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you back into balance. So I work with my clients on resetting their nervous system so they can go quickly back into balance. Even if they have a rough meeting, how can we quickly get back into balance, back into that safety and rest and repair so that they can go back to being productive again?
咁佢就話其實咧做一個 life coach 啦或者 empowerment coach 咧就係可以幫你咧，即係譬如話有頭先講一堆問題咧，就幫你去調整一下啦，然之後咧就令到你咧帶翻個 focus 啦，做翻一個譬如話有100%，可能咧去到200% 咁樣樣，即係你個人唔單止係完全冇問題嘅，仲可以 outperform 添咁。
Yeah, so there's many different modalities to do that. There's breath work, there's qigong, there's yoga. There's a lot of different techniques we use. And I work with people one-on-one to see what best fits their lifestyle.
咁有唔同嘅辦法可以幫到你啦。譬如你話係一啲即係佢就1對1咁樣見面嘅時候咧，就譬如有啲係可能要係冥想啊，有啲可能係氣功啊，有啲可能係即係各方面嘅嘢啦。咁佢就會咧就係bespoke 咁樣樣咧，係去幫你做一個你適合你一套方案啦。
I think do you want to talk about hidden blocks? Do you think that's
Yeah,
an
absolutely. That would
interesting
be
topic?
awesome. Yeah.
I think one of the things that I really work on with people is, well, first of all, before you even get into that.
Somebody is saying hi to you.
Hi,
bro, Manny.
Hi, Monica.
Monica, right. Hi, Monica.
So one of the things that people need to understand is that, Michael Jordan had a coach. The top athletes in the world have a coach. There's also coaches for actors, singers.
Oh, you have many fans. This Sophia or something.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying hi, Manny.
Sophia. Hi,
Sophia. Right, sorry, you're saying Michael Jordan.
Yeah, so Michael Jordan had a coach. The top athletes have a coach. And recently there was a study done that said, what was the difference between an Olympian that had a medal and an Olympian that did not have a medal?
One second. 咁佢哋講緊咧，其實咧揾一個 coach 其實係可以咁樣 hidden 嘅意思咧，即係話你嘅潛在嘅能力。其實每一個人咧嘅潛力都可以好高啊，譬如 Michael Jordan 啊呢啲咁嘅，大家都知佢邊個啦咁樣樣。其實咧就係你攞唔攞到金牌好多時就睇你喂邊個係你個教練先咁樣樣係啦。
Yeah, so the difference between these Olympians they realized is the Olympians with the mental performance coach actually did better. And those are the ones that were more likely to get that gold medal. And there's also been a study that said 30 to up to 70% of Fortune 500 companies employ coaches for their executives.
咁佢話就算係呢一個 Fortune 500啊，呢個全球500強嘅公司嘅一啲 CEO 咧，其實咧都係有30%度咧係有用一啲咁樣嘅教練嘅嚇。
Yeah, and so the question is why? What do these coaches do? Especially the mental performance coaches. And what it is we are looking for those obstacles. They may be invisible in your system that you can't even see. And we're looking to help create awareness of what is that block. And sometimes it's deep in the subconsciousness. And we bring that out, we create awareness so that we can overcome that and you can actually shoot and hit your goals.
咁其實咧呢樣嘢咧就係話佢一個 coach 能夠幫到你咧，就係究竟即係幫你喺一個平時你自己唔為意嘅情況之下，但係佢就幫你睇到你其實個問題個 block 就係個問題喺邊度咧，咁咧就幫你 unblock 咗佢，即係咧就拆解咗你個問題，然之後你個潛能咧就會爆到出嚟，咁可能你咧就會炒股票咧就哇係咁賺錢㗎啦嚇，咁即係呢啲當然係其中一個例子啦，就會賺好多錢啦，係咪先
？Yeah, so I have an analogy that makes it a little bit easier to understand. It's much easier to see the label of a ketchup bottle when you're outside the bottle versus being inside the bottle.
咁佢就講得好搞笑，就話如果你係喺即係譬如你一個茄汁，即係咁假設你喺個茄汁醬入邊啊，個樽入邊啊，咁其實你喺入邊就梗係睇唔到個 label 啊，即係其實佢出面就已經寫住係茄汁㗎啦咁。但係如果你出面咧，你就能夠睇到原來咧呢一樽係茄汁嚟嘅喎，即係話咧佢咧就係一個 coach 咧，就喺個茄汁外面就睇到其實你嘅潛能喺邊度啦。It's good.
Yeah, so we're helping people. They may not be able to see it, but I'm helping them make that visible for them so that they can overcome whatever obstacles they're going for or that they're experiencing.
Yeah, I mentioned that part already.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So I think the hidden block is really important, but more important is that we have like right now a lot of people are repeating the same pattern. They just keep repeating the same mistakes, and I know that because you have ways to help them to actually not only discover the problem but to work on the problem. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. When I'm working with a person, it is very individual. But I talked about a little bit, I go deep into their subconscious and I look for what are these repeating patterns? Why are they happening? And once we have identified what it is, we can rewrite it. And so we have practices on helping people, they get triggered, they get angry over something, they say, oh, I'm triggered. We find out where is that coming from? Why is it happening? And how do we get rid of it?
OK， 咁其實咧頭先我提到咧，你有個潛能啦，佢亦都提到個潛在嘅block 即係嗰個問題啦。咁佢發現咗之後咧，其實我哋人好多時咧啲嘢係重複又重複嘅。點解啲人離婚嚟幾次啊，或者好多嘢係重複，成日要轉工啊咁樣咧？嗰啲咧就係佢會喺佢嘅section 入邊咧，就係會同你咧去揾到個問題之後咧，就發現嗰個問題係有個根源喺邊，咁然之後咧就幫你咧就係設計一啲方案啦，去治標，唔係話治標唔治本，佢咧就喺個本嗰度咧就幫你咧就斬斷嗰個問題啦咁。Yes.
Yeah, sure. And it really depends, like I said, on the person. And I can give you an example. I had a CEO that I was working with, and he owned his own company, brilliant mind. But he came to me because he said, I'm experiencing fear, anger, and I'm experiencing a lot of frustration. And so the first thing that we had to do was reset that nervous system that we talked about earlier so that he could function a little bit more better without all that fear. But then we had to dig deep and figure out, why is that fear happening? Why is the anger coming from? And once we were able to pull that up and identify it, then we had to rewrite the codes, rewrite that system, and so that he could be more balanced and comfortable.
佢就講咧，其實佢有一個案例，有個客啦，就係一間大公司嘅 CEO 啦，咁其實咧就嚟揾佢就話佢成日都覺得好唔開心啊，好嬲啊，成日都即係總之佢情緒都係唔好咁樣啦，咁所以 Manny 咧就幫佢去了解翻究竟呢件事咧喺邊度，個起源喺邊啦，咁就頭先我講啦，咁之後咧佢幫佢 rewrite 嘅意思咧就即係話咧就嘗試咧用另一個角度咧去重寫呢件事嚇，即係可能你話你細個有啲問題，咁而家就 trigger 咗，就令到你可能有啲人話點解就頭先我講離婚 I actually mentioned about divorce like some people divorced like 5 times like the maximum I've like know of so when you help them rewrite so it would help them not to repeat the same mistakes I just mentioned
yes exactly because if that's happening again and again and again there's a code, there's some energy inside them, there's something blocking them. So we're trying to help them rewrite that so they can live a proper life and reach their goals or have that happy relationship.
咁佢頭先就講啦，咁就其實咧佢發現咗你個問題喺邊，一個根源喺邊咧，就幫你重新去編寫呢件事咧，咁你咧就唔會重複咁樣犯錯，就譬如可能下一個婚姻就會好完美啊，下一份工就會做得好開心啊咁樣啦嚇。You got a question from the floor? Somebody is asking you, and somebody saying hi to you. This is Dan Tat Wong. Is Tart. His name is Tart. Saying hi to you. And Sophie is asking a question. So you're saying it's about awareness. How do we stay in that awareness? Is that meditation? So I have to translate a little bit. 咁我哋有個觀眾咧就有個問題啦，就話咁其實係咪就係我哋對自己嘅認知，可能好多嘢我哋自己唔認識唔認知，所以咧就重複咁犯錯咧？咁點樣可以去解決到呢個問題，同埋可以停留喺一個即係清楚自己嘅階段咧咁樣
？Yeah, so awareness is definitely very important. And the question about meditation is something that I get a lot because there's people who say, I don't know how to meditate, it's too hard. And I think people expect that you close your eyes and you're going to have empty thoughts and you're just going to reach this nirvana. That's unrealistic. You know, I look at meditation, there's a lot of different types. People have music when they're listening to music, and that could be a meditation. There could be a voice guiding them through a process. That's actually a really nice form of meditation. How I look at it is meditation, the analogy is you're driving down a highway. And on that highway, there's buildings, there's people, there's nice trees, but you can see them, but you don't get off the highway and go into those. And it's the same thing with your thoughts during meditation. Lots of thoughts are going to appear. That's natural. That's normal. The point is, don't get off the highway. Don't get into the thoughts. So someone may be thinking, oh, I'm meditating, but I'm really hungry. What am I going to have for dinner?
I do that all the time. All the time.
And the point is, it's okay that you have that thought. But try not to steer yourself into like, okay, now I'm really going to think about dinner and all the different options. And if you do, bring back the awareness that, oh, look at me. I am thinking about dinner now. I forgot I was meditating. And just steer yourself back. And that's actually a victory. And the more times you can do that, oh, steer myself back, and not judge yourself and get frustrated. Just be like, oh, okay, I kind of dived into that thought. Let me steer back. And that's how you can learn to meditate.
OK， 咁佢就話其實嗰個 meditation 咧，即係我哋叫冥想咁樣啦。咁其實好多時咧就係講就好容易啊，你坐喺度啊，咁啊諗下，你以為瞌埋隻眼咧，咁就會好安靜啊，咁就會即係解決到所有問題。咁但係其實咧，你問我自己有好多時咧，就算聽緊歌啊、游緊水，我都會叫做呢一個動作嘅。但係咧，通常咧唔夠2秒鐘就會諗下呀，咁而家食咩咧？而家好肚餓啊咁。咁佢就話其實我哋最好咧就係諗辦法咧。就係即係就算你諗緊其他雜念都好啦，盡量當你發現你諗緊食咩嘅時候咧，就去翻你個正軌度，話我而家咧就係 practice 緊做緊呢個冥想呢個動作嘅，咁就要空白嘅個腦咁樣啦，你就會係即係唔好話發脾氣啊，亦都唔使怪自己啊，咁你咧就會可以慢慢咁靜思下，或者你可以當一個思想。停頓咗，即係或者係停留咗喺呢個位置度，咁咧其實你翻個正軌咧，好快咧你就會有一個清晰嘅思維㗎啦。You have another question. You have a lot of fans. So this is lead to fly rituals. You to fly, like to fly whatever
Oh,
rituals.
Lily. That's Lily.
Oh, Lily,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What
Light of Lily.
tools do you suggest for people who say they have tried meditation and can't do it? Okay, wait, I have to translate that. 咁佢就話另一個粉絲啦就問咁如果有啲人咧其實試過呢種咁樣嘅meditation 啦冥想啦咁但係又唔成功喎咁仲有啲咩辦法咧咁 So maybe you can answer that question if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I think the first thing I would start with, enjoy music. Find some music that's calm and that you really enjoy, and just start with that. And another thing I would add is there are plenty of guided meditations where there's someone speaking and telling you, and they may be doing like, oh, think about your eyes, think about your heart, and they'll be leading you through that process. That's a really easy way to do, because then your mind gets a little bit more occupied on their voice and on the music, and it's very pleasant and it's very easy to do. Another thing I would say is enjoy a nature walk.
Yeah.
Simple.
Translate that part.
咁
佢頭先就提到啦，佢話如果你哋自己做呢個 meditation 咧唔成功嘅話咧，可以嘗試有啲 guide， 即係有人guide住你幫住你嘅。咁譬如聽音樂啦，嗱，咁講開聽音樂咧，我要做少少宣傳 I have to promote a little bit。我咧就其實咧嚟緊啊，大家都知我音樂人嚟㗎啦。5月22號啊，就會有另一個咧 Never Too Late 嘅一個音樂會啊。咁啊，大家會可以喺我哋傲視環球啊，所有嗰啲宣傳咧都會見到㗎啦。咁啊，策略王電視嘅朋友粉絲啊，優先我哋有咧10張呢個免費飛啊，咁啊快啲咧去eventbrite.com 嗰度咧就揾到啦嚇。咁啊另外咧就嗰個除咗音樂，亦都唔需要一定要我嘅音樂之外咧，佢頭先都提到咧就可以話有啲係有人講嘢嘅，咁你跟住嗰個人講嘅嘢嚟做一個 practice 咧，就可以做到呢一個meditation 啦。另一樣咧就係去呢個大自然。So when you say taking a walk, I think just anything in the nature would be good, perhaps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
咁佢就講即係除咗係去行下之外啦，譬如行山啊行下啦，我自己咧就中意游水嘅。咁其實咧或者去一啲郊外嘅地方啦，咁啊同大自然啦，其實咧多啲接觸咧就會一個 meditation 咧就會好啲噶啦。咁 so more nature related activities.
Yeah, I mean, especially we're so blessed in Hong Kong. We have beaches, we have the ocean. Even just spending 5 minutes sitting in front on the sand and looking at the ocean and just listening to the waves, that is very meditative. So there's very simple ways.
佢就話其實都好浪漫嘅， it's pretty romantic. I like it. Yeah, but if they go along, it's fine too, right?
It's totally
Otherwise,
okay.
they can always like ask me or you maybe as a friend.
I go
or pay us to do that.
I go all the time. So.
Right. 咁佢就話咁其實咧，我哋亦都可以咧浪漫少少咧，就去海邊啦、海灘啊。香港好方便啊，你去即係搭個巴士啊，15-20分鐘就去到呢一個淺水灣啦。咁啊，你可以咧去坐喺海邊聽下或者睇下浪啊，睇下個海咧，個人都會平和好多。咁你個 meditation 咧就會即係 smooth 好多啦嚇。咁啊一個人去冇問題嘅，咁你想揾個伴又或者請我哋去咧，可能都可以嘅嚇。And so this is really interesting. The way you talk about meditation, and then it's like because you're a coach, and I feel like it's in a spiritual sense, but then like I see there's a question from the floor that one more practical, like the very successful high flyers. I know you're coaching like CEOs and stuff. Like, do they have any particular habits, or because she's asking like, they must have some high performing, habits or something, maybe something negative that impact them that they are not aware of.
Yeah,
but I need to translate that first.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
咁佢就即係另外我哋就有Flora 仲有一條問題咧，就話有冇啲咩，譬如係就算佢因為好多佢嘅客啦係一啲大公司嘅 CEO 啦，咁其實咧就係有啲習慣啊，或者有啲個人嘅問題啊，佢冇留意嘅，就令到佢哋咧唔能夠真係盡力可以去到300%佢哋嘅能力嘅。咁呢樣嘢咁 coach 咧就係教練咧就可以幫到佢嘅嚇。Maybe you can answer that question if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's not just, I have something that I actually have to bring up a lot, and it's not just high performers, it's with a lot of people, but we talk about high performers because usually what's the first thing someone does when they wake up in the morning?
Look at the handphone. I do that all the time. WhatsApp. You look at your WhatsApp, you look at your WeChat.
Yes.
Before I even get out of bed.
Yes, so I want you to think about this for a moment, what your body is experiencing when you do that. Imagine you're in
Stress.
bed.
A little bit, yeah, stress, yeah.
So imagine you're in bed, you wake up, and you see your boss standing over you asking a question. And then your mom and dad are also sitting on the bed looking at you, talking to you, and your friends and family. And you look up and there are 15 people in your bedroom staring at you and talking to you. Does that feel good?
No, it's like, my God, you want to run out or hide inside the blanket.
Yeah, exactly. But your body doesn't know the difference. So that's what you're doing when you first wake up. You're putting so much stress on your body.
Right. 咁佢就講其實咧好多習慣生活嘅小節咧，我哋可以留意咧，就可以即係 fine tune 改善一下。即係譬如咧起身嘅時候咧，好似我自己咁都會有時起身咧，你就第一件事咧就係攞個手機咧睇下邊個揾你啊，咁睇下 WhatsApp 啊 WeChat 啊嗰啲咁樣啦。咁其實咧你就會令到好似你覺得每一個 send message 俾你嘅人就喺你床邊，可能有10幾個人圍住你，咁你梗係好大壓力啦咁。
So just, I know there's temptation, but literally 5 minutes. At minimum, give yourself 5 minutes before you look at your phone, especially messages or emails or anything like that. Just 5 minutes and you'll feel a difference. The rest of your day is you're starting your day without stress and you're in a more calm state because your body was in sleep mode and suddenly you're in this active mode. It's hard. Right. So 5 minutes.
咁係啦，咁啊簡單啲講就係話5分鐘，最少俾5分鐘自己咧，先至好去睇個手提電話啦。咁啊 ，and I see thank you from Sophia. She says, "Oh my God, that is so good. That's exactly what we need." And that's awesome. And you know, like when I talked to you before, actually, I feel like there's a lot of people feeling lost right now because of I told you the unemployment and AI replacing the job. Then, if they come to see you, how would you help them? To reconnect to themselves and to actually bring out the best.
Yeah. So.Sorry
to translate。咁我就講就其實而家因為好多人都因為即係擔心失業嗰個問題啦，可能都比較迷茫嚇。咁如果去揾一個教練啦，咁其實佢點樣可以幫嗰啲人係重新 reconnect， 即係去再同自己即係了解清楚自己咧咁樣。How do you do that?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about first resetting our nervous system, getting out of that stress mode, and we talked about looking at those invisible blocks that might be there.And the other thing that we're doing after we've done a lot of work on rewriting those codes and getting rid of those triggers is then matching your alignment. Like what is it that really gives you that passion, that love, that drive, that keeps you busy and really fulfills your day with happiness and trying to find more alignment. Because when you're in alignment, you know you're in the right spot.
咁佢就話咧，其實即係了解清楚下，其實自己有啲咩會令到自己開心啊，有啲咩係令到自己即係你咁辛苦日日勞碌為咗啲咩咧？咁你要了解清楚自己嗰個道路啦，唔好有時即係向左向右啦，咁你咧就會係即係開心好多，即係。I think people just get sidetracked all the time instead of staying on the track. Especially, maybe I can ask you, like, because a lot of followers on our channel, the investors, the savvy people, and so like.Sometimes you lose money like today, the market's down like 200 points, then like they might be really happy yesterday and then today they lose like I don't know a bunch of money and then they may not be able to fall asleep again. So as a coach, how do you strengthen our like tolerance or our mental health? Let me just translate it. 咁我頭先就問佢我話，因為其實策略王電視可能好多觀眾咧，其實就係炒家啦，咁贏輸一定有啊，日日都有。咁但係如果贏大家開心啦，輸咗錢，我哋點可以繼續保持呢個咁強嘅心態咧？It's all about the strength, right? How can you help them?
Yeah, well, that goes into it again. It's very individual. What is it that motivates you? Why are you earning? What do you want? What are you looking for? And based on that information, and we can go in deeper in understanding the person, then we can figure out, okay, well, if this bad thing happens, what good comes out of it? And we really work on helping a person at an individual level figure out, what really makes them tick and what motivates them.
咁佢就話咧，其實佢就會因住每個人嘅情況咧，了解清楚有啲咩會令到呢個人開心啦。因為每個人令到佢開心嘅原因係唔同啦，有啲咩係佢擔心嘅。就頭先我講啦，好似你炒嘢嘅時候啦，你唔好淨係睇即係一次半次咁樣嘅嘢啦。咁，so you're more like on the long-term basis, like trying to understand who they are as a person, what works and what doesn't work, right? So we got a question from the floor. This one is in Chinese. So you got a lot of fans here today. I'm very happy. So Roy Lam, say hi to you. And
Hi,
so
Roy.
yeah, and so Roy asked you if he doesn't understand himself, he doesn't know what makes him happy or unhappy. How does he find out, or how do you help him? So Roy has this. Apparently, I think it's about himself. Yeah, he doesn't know what makes him happy.
Yeah, and
Apparently doesn't have a happy wife.
Well, we're not going to go there. But
right. That would help, I think.
But really, it is a very individual thing, and it's not unusual that you don't really know what's giving you happiness. Happiness comes from within, and it's very internal. And I will tell you, I actually didn't know for 50 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, so
You look like you are 25.
you're very polite.
Right.
But I was, every career I did was just about money, and it was about, how do I provide for my family? But I never really did anything that I loved. And it was my own journey, and I had my own coach who was helping me figuring out, why am I unhappy? What is the reason I'm doing the things I'm doing, and what do I align with, and what am I happy with? So I do work with someone on a very individual level, and we can figure that out. Roy, it's very doable. We can figure that out. Don't worry.
係啦，咁佢就話 Roy 其實咧佢自己之前咧一路咧都做過唔同嘅工作啦，咁佢就結咗婚嘅，咁佢就話佢幾十年嚟咧都只係一個男人咁啦，揾錢一個 provider，咁就即係喺屋企，咁佢就即係總之揾到錢翻嚟屋企咁樣樣，但係其實佢都係即係好多時都唔知點解自己係做緊呢樣嘢啦，亦都唔係特別開心。咁佢都有個 coach，咁佢個 coach 咧就教即係同佢去了解清楚究竟有啲咩，其實佢係即係 motivate 到佢啦，令到佢開心。咁其實佢就話即係你都可以咧揾到翻即係令到你自己快樂嘅嘢嘅。So actually along that thought, so if Roy wants to get in touch with you, because I actually went to see you before and I find your work really helpful. Like if Roy wants to see you, how can he find you? You have like an IG or something you can share with us?
Yes, my Instagram is mindlovemanpreet.
Can you like type it in?
Oh, sure, yeah.
係啦，咁阿 Roy 嗱，其實咧佢就話佢可以即係幫到你嘅絕對，咁你咧就可以一陣間就留低個 IG， 佢留低個 IG 啦，咁你可以揾佢嘅。咁我頭先都提到，其實我自己都揾過佢啦，咁我覺得係因為佢係教練，佢就唔係話好似心理醫生咁。And I said I went to see you because you're not like a shrink or therapist, you're a coach。咁其實佢咧係強化你，即係揾到你嘅問題，或者係揾到你令到你可以 motivate 到你嘅嘢啦咁樣咁但係咧佢就會幫你強化咗你嘅優點，將你嘅即係或者要改善嘅地方咧就係優化咗佢。And I said you bringing out like strengthening our like the weakness, you will help them to overcome it, and then like our strength, you bring it out even stronger.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. I have this amazing woman. She's a housewife, and she approached me and she said, I've seen two therapists, psychologists, and they just made me feel worse. I've seen a hypnotherapist and it didn't do anything. But then she came to see me. And she told me on the first day, I'm angry. I don't want to be an angry person, but I'm just an angry person. And so we at first had to figure out, well, why is she angry? Where is it coming from? And as we worked through that and found those hidden things within her, at first we were able to calm her system down, work with her on creating the awareness of where that anger was coming from, and then how to eliminate that, how to overcome that. She told me that when she first saw me, 3 or 4 times a day, she would have an outburst on her husband, on her kids, on the helper, driver, and she regretted it every time, but she couldn't control it. And after several months of working with her, I spoke to her recently. She says, I haven't had an outburst in at least 6 to 8 weeks, and I just feel calm, and I'm a happy person now.
所以咁佢就話其實佢亦都係有個啲咁樣嘅親身嘅客戶啦，佢啲就嚟揾佢咧，話其實都睇過一啲心理醫生啊，或者係一啲精神科醫生咧，其實咧都係幫唔到佢嘅。咁佢就話有一個即係女士啦，咁一個太太啦，咁佢就話成日都發脾氣，唔知點解咧，一日咧都會鬧佢老公啊、細路仔啊，邊個都好啦，總之或者司機啊，總之佢就會無端端爆即係一日爆3、4鑊嘅咁樣樣。 但係咁佢就慢慢就同個客即係同嗰個女士阿太太傾偈啦，咁啊了解咗究竟問題喺邊啦。咁之後都講緊可能對上一次都講緊6至8個星期咧，佢係完全咧再冇發過脾氣㗎啦嚇。So this is actually pretty miraculous. Like you know, she came to see you, and then eventually like the problem went away, and she has not even been like you know having that issue for like 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she told me, I asked her, do you remember when you approached me and said, I'm an angry person? She's like, I don't recognize who that is anymore. That's not me.
Yeah, 咁佢就話其實因為佢有次就同翻呢個客講就話，喂，你記唔記得你嚟揾我嗰陣時話自己係一個好嬲嘅人、好憤怒嘅人咧？咁其實呢個客咧就已經同佢講話，呢個已經唔係我嚟㗎啦，佢真係已經係成為咗一個更進化咗嘅人類啊！And I said like you made her evolved, so as a new person, so that's really helpful. So actually we get another question from the floor. So from Lily, she was asking like whether you host any workshops in Hong Kong. I have to translate this. So 咁我就係啦，咁就問啊，其實咧阿 Manny 啦，咁幫到手啦，咁幫到好多人啦，喺香港有冇一啲 workshops 啊？
Yeah, we do some workshops. I do group workshops as well in Hong Kong. In fact, this summer I'll be doing a 2-day retreat for executives, and it's all open to everyone, but it's more guided towards executives who are, as we talked about, really stressed out in their jobs. So we're doing a 2-day retreat, so I can send more information on that on my IG later. And we also do, I have a community, we do free events. We do meditations on the beach, sometimes on the Central Pier. We also sometimes do some movement work and lots of free activities.
咁佢就講咗個非常之好嘅消息啦，就係話有免費啊，講到免費大家都開心啊，咁啊就係話咁啊除咗有啲付費嘅，亦都有啲免費嘅活動啦，咁啊大家可以喺佢個 IG 啦，咁你加咗佢 IG 之後咧，咁佢就會有啲消息咧 po 上去嘅嚇，咁咧就大家可以咧就去即係參加跟住就了解下認識咗呢個 coach 先，咁啊因為咧我就會帶出下一個問題。So actually, this brings us to next question. We only have 5 more minutes on the show. So like the next question would be like, because choosing a coach, I find it pretty hard because it's like so personal. Like I have to tell you so much about me, but like I basically it's like people choose you like. How do they know that like who would be? What are something we have to be aware of, and how do we choose the right coach?
Yeah, well. What I do is everyone that before I would coach them, we would get on an exploratory call together, or we would meet up for coffee. Because the most important thing is the chemistry, the vibe. How are we aligned with each other? Because coaching requires the person to really open up and feel safe and comfortable with sharing. Because as we talked about, it's really deep in that subconscious level. So you have to share in order for that to come out. So the first thing would be, do we have a good vibe? Do you really feel a good chemistry with your coach? The second thing...
Can I
go ahead, talk about that.
咁佢就講咧，咁其實因為揀頭先我就問佢點樣，因為Lily 問有冇 workshop 啦，咁佢就講咗啲活動嘅嘢，咁我就話其實係唔係淨係活動咯，咁嚟揾一個 coach， 因為就係好 personal 嘅，好多嘢咧係你咩都要同佢講，好多潛意識嘅嘢咧，佢都會問你啦，咁你就會即係要講翻即係心底個底最底個底嘅嘢出嚟，咁你點樣去信呢個人咧？咁佢就講就係話其實佢會通常邀請個客啦或者朋友去飲個咖啡見一次面啊，即係好初步咁睇下大家啱唔啱 feel 先啊。咁如果大家啱 feel 嘅有呢個 connection， 咁先至會繼續傾落去。Number 2.
Yeah, so number 2 would be make sure that the coach you're looking at is not promoting fear. I don't think fear is the right way to bring on someone. Fear means I have the solution, but if you don't talk to me, you don't work with me, you will never be okay.
咁佢講第二點都好啱聽，就係話咧，咁有啲人咧就會同你講話，我有辦法幫到你嘅，不過咧你一定要揾翻我喎，你揾第二個咧就幫唔到你啊，咁啊呢啲咧9成9坤你㗎啦嚇。
Yeah, so I believe in coaching. When you sign up with a coach, you should be feeling excited, hopeful that you're going to reach your potential.
Okay, so sorry, you repeat that. I was looking at some. I'll tell you in a minute. So again.
So it's about signing up for a coach is about that excitement and that hope that you're going to reach your potential. Not about fear of like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, otherwise I'm not going to be okay.
咁佢就話你去揾或者去真係聘用一個教練咧，就唔係因為話你擔心如果冇佢幫手咧，你就會搞唔掂啊，唔係，而係咧揾咗佢幫手之後咧，你就可以咧爆發咗你個3倍嘅能量出嚟啦咁樣樣。And so I was looking at something really funny. You've got a lot of fans today. I'm really proud of you. So Jimmy was asking you, hello Jenny. I was just looking at Manny's IG. So I think many people would join your follow your IG today. So they were asking you. She was saying like Manny now looks much younger than before.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, they really like you. So my followers are so nice to you, and they really like you. So and they find your workshop. I mean, like your work really helpful. So is it possible you do something special for my followers?
Yes.
我就問緊佢啦，話我哋啲粉絲咁中意佢啦，咁支持佢啦，會唔會咧為咗我哋策略王電視嘅粉絲有啲 special 咧咁樣？Anything for my followers, our followers, special?
Actually, I do human design readings, which are a little bit like an astrology, but it more gets into energy. Like, how does your energy work? There's some people that can go all day, and they're fine. But some people that can go, and then they feel low for a couple of days, and then their energy goes up. There's actually nothing wrong with that person. Their energy is just designed differently. So I do a program that's reading human design, and that can teach you that. So I'm offering that a 30-minute session over the next 2 months. I can offer that at 50% off.
Oh wow! So 咁啊 Manny 就話佢有一個叫 Human Design 咧，其實就同星座差唔多嘅一啲關於能量嘅嚟係幫你去了解你自己啦。咁佢就俾出一個例子，有啲人可能翻95嘅嗰個即係嗰個模式係比較適合佢，有啲可能係連續做3日嘢唔停嘅，咁啊之後要休息1-2日嗰啲人，咁啊大家其實係了解清楚自己啦，就能夠咧令到自己嘅能量啊同埋個 output 咧就係做到最好嘅即係最大嘅發揮到出嚟啦咁樣樣。So we have like 10 seconds to wrap up. Apparently everybody has learned a lot. So I'm just gonna ask if there any more questions from the floor. 咁我哋仲有差唔多幾十秒10零秒咧就 wrap up 啦。咁大家仲有冇啲咩問題想揾阿 Manny 咧？而家可以留言。See, your fans. This is awesome, Sonia. Yeah. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Sonia. So, 仲有冇啲咩問題？如果冇啦，我哋差唔多 wrap up 啦。咁I think they really appreciate it. It's very helpful. Anything else you want to share with our followers?
I would just say, being your authentic self and finding your alignment is going to allow you to just reach wherever you want to go. It is definitely possible.
Definitely, like. You would recommend my concert to them too?
Yes, go see Jenny.
Right, and go see Manny. I'm telling you, he helped me. I'm so sure I'm going to make a lot more money like very soon. And the music too, right? So 咁我就頭先講就係啦，問佢有冇啲咩講啦，佢就話好多謝大家啦，咁啊同埋佢就話大家做翻自己，咁咧就會即係一定會係最好噶啦。咁當然佢亦都推介我嚟緊呢個5月22號嘅音樂會俾大家去參加啦，咁樣樣係啦。咁and then this guy KS Joe, you guys are really good. So anyways, thank you so much. We need to wrap up now. Thank you, Manny, again. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you and see you guys soon.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.